Hi, hello. Today we are reviewing Bombshell Magic. This is a limited edition for 2020. I'm going to start off by saying this one is a bit of a downgrade from last year. In both scent and bottle, yeah, it's a pretty color, but it doesn't have the dimensionality that I kind of expected from it. And also, this, like, is just a wobbly mess. Last year's bottle was so pretty. It was one of my favorites that I have, and this one just doesn't have the same quality. I really do like that they carve out shapes into the bottle. I feel that it adds a lot of depth to it that some of the other Bombshell ones are missing, but just the little details of like the ribbon and the top, they just did not have as good of quality as last year. Now for the scent, I always want to like things, but I feel that this particular scent has some of Victoria's Secret's flaws very evident in this bottle. So what are Victoria's Secret's flaws? I feel that some of the bottles I have from Victoria's Secret, they start off like a slap in the face and then they die down a little bit. This one is very true to that, but much more so than any other Victoria's Secret perfume I've tried. So what I mean by that is it has a extremely powerful start to it. It is very sharp. It has much more of that champagne-y, alcohol-y sharpness to it than last year's perfume. And I really am comparing last year's with this one because they had some of the same kind of notes or presentation to it. And I sprayed this on, I'm going to back up a second and say, I usually try and test things for at least a week or a couple weeks before I make a final conclusion. That way I can have a nice comparison, some kind of metaphor or explanation for a scent, just because scent is so personalized and it's hard to describe. So I try and use some kind of metaphor, even if it's not an exact one-to-one comparison to the scent. For this one, I'm just trying to get it out because obviously it has been released for a little while, limited edition. It's on sale for as cheap as you can get it right now. And it's probably going to be gone by the end of January. Probably by the middle of January, if we're being honest. So I don't really have a metaphor for it, but it has enough of the same kind of presentation to compare it with Bombshell Celebration, and it just falls short. It does. I sprayed it on my wrist this morning. I sprayed it on my skin to get a skin scent review because normally I wear my perfumes on my clothes. They're not great for your skin, so I try and avoid that. But I realize it's something that lots of people do, so I try and do it. And I sprayed it on. I did very little, like I ate breakfast, and then I went and grabbed a coffee, came back, and the scent had diminished to the point where it's just like a skin scent, something that is only supposed to be in your little bubble, which I will say skin scents are not my favorite thing. Should I even call it a skin scent? We'll say an intimate scent. One that's supposed to hang very, very close to the skin. They're not my favorite things. So if you do like those kind of scents, this one I feel would go well with that. But when it comes to the scent itself, I feel like there are better intimate scents out there and you should skip this one because it's presented like a $60 perfume and I don't feel that it is. Now, looking at reviews online, a lot of people actually say it is too overwhelming. It is too super strong. So I'm like, where is the disconnect with me? Because yes, I do feel like it's a bit of a punch in the face when you first spray it, but then it just like fades down super, super fast. There's lots of people who say they love this online. Victoria's Secret has it at like what, 4.5? Let me look that up real quick. Yeah, it's at like 4.2 stars, somewhere around there. It's not quite a half a star. So there are a lot of people who like this, and I don't mind the smell itself, just I have a lot of things to compare it to. I'm not like a Victoria's Secret super fan where I'm just like, oh my god, all their scents are amazing and wonderful, and I like their style. I like the general kind of vibes of their perfumes, so I get them now and again, but it's not like my favorite. So I guess take everything I say with a grain of salt, like you should do every review. So my thoughts on the scent. It has almost like a candy type dry down. The irony that their other limited edition perfume, which I couldn't get, I was so upset. But anyway, I couldn't get it. It had apple in it. And I do think this one has an apple vibe to it. You know, when you bite into an apple, you punch through the little skin and that has that crispness to it and then that hint of juice. That's what this kind of makes me think of. It's just like that snap of juice to something, that little bit of sweetness. And some of that comes from the champagne notes, where it has that bubbly, champagne-y, alcohol-y kind of crispness to it. But they do have that nicer berry notes in it too. So that adds that kind of candiness when it dries down. And then I do think there's also kind of a floral, just a generic floral dry down. I don't feel like it has the richness of peony, like as a pure note to it. And I don't feel like this scent has the complexity that Bombshell Celebration had. So it's missing a lot of that depth. So my review is that it's a downgrade from last year, unfortunately. I feel like this one you could just pass on if you haven't already gotten it and are thinking about getting it. Just because I don't feel it's going to be one that I reach for. I don't feel like it has, since it has that too extreme polarizing, very skin intimate, but also very sharp and bold. Where would I wear this? I don't know. So what do I vote on? The bottle, I'm gonna give the bottle a 4 out of 10. Not because it's not pretty, it's cheap. Considering this is a small size and it's supposed to be like $60. The full size is closer to $80. These should not have wiggly tops and just kind of bland packaging compared to others. So it's cheaper made than others. So I'm going to give it harshness. Wear time. I haven't been able to test this one very, very well because I haven't had the bottle for the duration. So I'm going to pass on this and just say, good luck. Sorry. The scent, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10 just because it's reminiscent of other things that they've done, but not as well done as others. Price. Okay, if I was paying the full $60 for this, I'd be mad. But right now you can get them for $25. For $25, I will forgive it a little bit. Mind you, Victoria's Secret, unlike a lot of other places, still has very, very high shipping. So that adds another, what, $9 to your price tag? Yikes. Most places have free shipping if you get $30 of stuff or $40. Victoria's Secret, it's like $120. It's like, no. So price, I'm gonna give it 6 out of 10. Overall score, I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 10. Sometimes I feel like I have way too harsh opinions on perfumes, but this one I'm gonna just go ahead and throw it under the bus because I did spend a lot of time like comparing Bombshell Celebration to this one. Just overall, it's much more disappointing. So they can get it right. They just didn't with this one. Okay. Enjoy. Hopefully this saved you a bit of money. Or you could just tell me I'm wrong and tell me why I'm wrong in the comments. I'm cool with it. Please enjoy your holidays. Recover that bank account. I know I need to, and this is your reminder video to do it as well. Okay, bye. All right, I'm hopping back on for a few more thoughts about Bombshell Magic. So several hours after I was wearing it on my skin and I had filmed my video, I kind of noticed that it smells like Midnight Fantasy by Britney Spears. It has that like plummy scent to it, and my thoughts on that. I think it is a slightly nicer version where it blends together and is like less chemically. That being said, I'm gonna leave my rating where it is just because, one, it's still like you have to get this close to smell it. For me, I didn't really smell it when applying to my clothes, so I almost feel like this one only works if it's applied to the skin. And when you also compare the price, this was originally a $60 perfume where you could get, mind you, they're harder to find like new, so you might run the risk of ordering online, but you can get a 3 ounce for $20 where this is like 1.7 for, you can get them for 25 now, but still you could get Midnight Fantasy for cheaper. So yeah, I think just the limited wearability and the fact that it smells like something that you could get probably easier and cheaper, still not great. Probably like it a little bit better, but not enough to change what I'm going to say on this video. Okay, bye for a second time.